Over the past 6 to 7 years, I've received literally hundreds of letters, emails, and phone calls from therapists, from teachers, and from parents about how Sounds in Motion has helped their students and their children. Last summer, after teaching the Sounds in Motion course, which I do every August generally at the Bank Street College of Education, I was asked if there was any particular story about a child or children that stands out in my mind. This is the one that I remembered specifically. When I first created Sounds in Motion, I did it for children who were in regular kindergarten and first grade classrooms, in regular schools. And that was my experience in developing the program. I used techniques that I had learned as a speech-language pathologist that I used with children who had language delays or articulation difficulty or problems in terms of their hearing. And so these techniques that I knew worked for special needs children that I used in therapy, I applied to regular education classes. When I taught the program to other therapists, I expected them to go into the regular ed classes and teach the program to those children. But some of the therapists were not working in that kind of a situation. And what they were doing was working with children that they were pulling out of the classrooms or children who were already in special ed classes who did not know how to read. So one teacher, one therapist, told me about a student who was in third grade, who was becoming very disruptive. And the teacher didn't know what to do with him. The problem was he didn't know how to read, and when they were doing any reading activity, he was so frustrated by it that he wouldn't participate and he acted out. So when it was reading time in the classroom, the teacher sent the child to this speech-language pathologist so that he would not disrupt the class. The speech-language pathologist knew the situation, and she had just learned Sounds in Motion, and she said to this young boy, you know, we're going to do something really different. We've never done this before. You've never seen this, but I think it's fun and I think you'll like it. And so she started to teach him the movements for the phonemes. And she taught him the letters that go with the sounds that he was creating. And he was cooperative and he did it with her, and it was going along well. And she said he was leaving her classroom one day and a Rolodex was on her desk with nonsense words written on each Rolodex sheet. And he looked at one that was opened up and he said to the classroom teacher, he said to the speech-language pathologist, this says fizz. And she said, will you do that again? And he said, yeah, this says fizz. She said, what word does it say? And he said, fizz. And she said, you just read that. And so for the first time in his life, he had the satisfaction of reading a word.